On this week's episode of Yuptown, I had the honor of welcoming back Joe and Parker of Twos, a new way to remember things. Fittingly, Parker and Joe are the only guests to make a two-time appearance here on Yuptown, and I couldn't be more excited to have them back with some exciting updates. I'm Victoria Principato, and this is Yuptown.
Responsible for the nooks and the crannies.
I guess it would be fine with a little bit of clarity. It's not that we want to leave the idea. It's that we want it to be maybe in better hands. We don't see ourselves being like I don't see myself being the CEO of like a massive company, and we see Twos becoming a massive company. So it'd be more like there are people that are better suited to bring it to its ultimate potential.
Right.
We're the ones doing the legwork to get it started.
We started in May full time. It's only been 4 months, which feels like it's been forever. But the traction is amazing. Like, we have seen our users grow exponentially. We've seen our message get more and more clear. We have more people wearing the merch. We have more people understanding the brand. You being one of the first. I mean, really, it's a matter of just kind of every day attempting to set new goals and holding ourselves accountable. As Parker said, it is a beautiful thing being able to wake up every day and never regret what we have to do.
Right.
Like some people, they always get to Sundays and they're unfortunately like, oh, I'm so upset that I have to go into work tomorrow. For us, it's just a new opportunity. While it does get frustrating, while it does, sometimes get away from you, it never is like, I don't enjoy doing what we're doing.
That's awesome. So your headspace is good then, Joe. You sound pretty strong too.
Parker actually instilled one of my favorite philosophies that I've ever run into, when we first started living together, which is you can only control what you can control. And, everything else is just a consequence of the decisions that you make for yourself. So
they're just outside of your control.
Well, so they are consequences of how you make yourself feel.
Sure.
Like by me doing the things that I want to do, by me feeling the way that I want to feel, by me accomplishing the things that I want to accomplish, everything else is out of my control, and therefore doesn't really need to be taken too seriously or get anxious about. It's just an opportunity to get better and to grow. And we're, I think that the one thing that I've wanted to say is, if this was easy, then everybody would do it. And so that's kind of like the motive that we take every single day, is that, we're forging a path and we're trying to do something really cool here, and we love doing it.
Everyone, and being in a situation that's not fully predictable, I think that's not for everyone. So it's very cool that you guys have kind of figured out that this is something you're comfortable doing for the time being. But I would love to hear a little bit more about, what you guys have been up to in the past 4 months specifically. I think we kind of spoke at a high level just now, which is great. Gives me a good overview. But yeah, I would love to hear a little more detail about your kind of day to day and, maybe your week to week.
Sure. Do you want to start with the product stuff? You
guys have done a lot of work in the product development. Yeah, I did want to add
Absolutely.
to it. I've noticed as a user, a lot of improvement, which is really exciting.
Tuesday.
Oh, wait, you're so rude. We start that over as a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's funny.
So yeah, I mean, we're constantly thinking about how can we make it better, easier, more intuitive for the user. And the most recent big change that we've done was kind of separate out. We kind of went freemium model where a certain set of features are for free, and then for $2 you can have all of our pro features, which are just photos, sub lists, more things that you can do with your things. Remember things.
And really our goal with that was that we wanted to make the base app really the one idea that we're trying to make a lifestyle is that the more that you write down, the more that you will remember. And the more that you remember, the better that you feel. Just remembering events, remembering people's names, remembering birthdays, it just feels good.
Right. And in this information age where we have information at our fingertips, I think we are more prone to forgetting. We don't retain as much as we could be because we're not engaging with
exactly
in a certain way.
And there's so many different channels where you're just kind of absorbing new information and you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And when do you ever stop for a second, take that information and actually apply it?
Yeah, or like process it and then actually retain, I think that's a huge problem. So I think that's a huge value add that I feel like I haven't heard you guys really speak about before. I mean, I know you talk about like twos being the place to remember things and write things down, but I feel like that could be a huge, I don't know, angle that you could take. I don't know, that I feel like maybe I haven't been paying attention to the social media as much as I should have been.
Well, no. So actually, as a matter of fact, so that is pretty much, you asked about our updates. And I would say that product updates have been trying to make the base app as simple as possible. And by putting the extra features behind the $2 paywall, we actually aren't really intending on making that our revenue generating, leg. It really is more like we want people to invest their time in learning the different features without being overwhelmed by all of the different things that they can do within twos. We want you to just kind of get started very simply, very, unabrasively. And then when you are ready to learn and take the time to like learn how to make sublists and how to add photos and how to, look at all of your to-dos across the app. Like there's a lot of things that don't really need to be pushed in front of your face immediately, just to remember more things. And that was kind of our goal by separating it out without completely removing it.
Got it. Okay, cool.
But then also, as far as things outside of product, as far as what we've been up to, really, you just kind of hit on it. And so it's not an accident at all. We've been trying to come up with our one clear message, because in a lot of instances, we find that we change our marketing approach. We change how we explain it. We change hundreds of things that lose or like make our users burn calories trying to figure out what it is that we're actually trying to accomplish. And so our new one clear message is twos is a new way to remember things.
I think that's clear, concise, and like it touches on all of your key points. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So like new, so it may not be something that you're particularly used to, and it may be something that you need to spend a little bit of time playing around with, tinkering with, and trying to learn how it works best for you. Way, like just, it has not been thought of before. That is why we are, on the horizon of trying to make it a thing. And remember things, anything that you want to remember, you can remember it with twos.
Thank you guys for the updates. Those are great. Definitely helpful. Where do you guys see twos going in the next 4 months? What are your goals?
Should we pull out the 4-month list?
I don't think we should give away all our secrets.
That's not all the secrets. Yeah.
We just hope to get more eyes on it. We think it's ready to help people, and we think forgetting is a problem that everybody has, and people are forgetting things every single day, and twos is a quick and easy way to remember more things. So just getting the message out there, hopefully like getting people with audiences, getting in front of more audiences. We want Joe to be on stages yelling at people. Just getting the message, because this is a problem that everybody faces. Some people use Apple Notes. Most people don't like Apple Notes. There is a missing tool for people. Sorry, Joe. That we're missing, and that we're not able to like remember things. So we're just getting it out there.
Do you have like more specifically, and I can, trim this out if you guys are like, no, I don't want to talk about that. Like what would be like a specific number of downloads, or do you have like a goal set for Instagram followers?
Yeah, I think that we actually do have like pretty specific goals. We would like to have 100 DAUs by the end of the month.
Wow.
So
next month, this is September.
By October 22nd.
Yeah.
By
October 22nd.
Midnight.
So we made our monthly, yearly goals list on September the 22nd. And so that was actually coincidental, by the way. And so then on October 22nd, we want 100 DAUs. And in the next 4 months, based on these DAUs, based on the traction.
Joe, for us average Joes over here, what's a DAU?
A DAU is a daily active user, which means
cool. Okay.
somebody who uses the app every single day.
Cool.
And we have about 60 of those currently,
Wow.
which I would say has grown, exponentially since we had originally come on Yuptown. And so thank you so much for having us on again.
Of course, yeah.
And it's so interesting because we emailed them now and we asked them how they're using it. And a lot of the feedback that we get is just in so many different capacities, so many different ways. And we learn from those people. We learn how to make the app better so that they, will continue to be DAUs, so that they'll share it with their friends, so that they will stop forgetting things. And then from those DAUs, we expect to raise money. We want to raise a seed round by the end of the year, by the end of December.
I don't believe that's correct.
So October, 3 months after that, January.
The timeline to raise is longer than that.
Yes, but we said that we want to meet with these people.
We're going to be having more conversations with investors.
That's exciting. That's exciting. Yeah. Parker keeping things on track here, Joe. Come on.
I mean, the one rule in improv is not to say no. And then Parker just sits here and occasionally says no, that's not right. But, for example, we want to get 100 DAUs by tonight. No, I mean, obviously.
We've had conversations. Sorry, I'm the fact checker.
Yeah, we need the fact checker over here. It's important.
The yin and the yang.
Yes.
Almost. Parker's wearing the black T-shirt. I'm wearing the white T-shirt. It's very symbolic.
That's all good.
Well, that's awesome. I'm so excited for you guys to continue on and I don't know, helping people remember things. No,
hey.
In building out the better way to remember. Did I get it right? Better way to remember things. The new way to remember things.
New way to remember things. And again, nothing that we say we're particularly married to, but what we do realize is that we need to be much more consistent with our messaging in order to actually, send a message in the first place.
Right. Yeah, but it's an iterative process. I feel like it takes time to kind of build on, where you started and what works and what doesn't work. So, you guys.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you come up with, the way that you wanted to conduct your Yuptown interviews, the first time that you did a podcast?
Oh, it took several, I was not at all, I'm still not good at this, but it took me until episode 5, 6 to get a real pace for everything. So
right.
It takes time completely, but it's a little hard to have everyone watching you figure it out, but it's cool that I don't know, you guys are definitely have the personalities to keep trying. So
I would say that we can relate with that greatly. It is really crazy having people experience our journey. And that is something that we're trying to get much better at, is explaining our story and what that we're just people who have noticed a hole in the market and are trying to solve a problem that a lot of people seem to have.
Yeah.
And we do that with technology, and we use it's completely free to use. So all things considered, we really are just exactly like you, trying to figure it out every step of the way. And ultimately, just like we believe that Yuptown will become the biggest entrepreneur podcast in the world, we want Twos to be the remembering app.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much. I'm glad. Thank you guys so much for your time. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add? Anything to share with listeners? My dad.
I would say, the same things are always good to say, which are download Twos on the App Store by searching TWOS. You can follow us and Parker's great Instagram presence at Twos app, and really share Twos and share your experience if you enjoy using Twos with your friends, your family, whoever you feel like could use a better place to remember things. And, be a little bit more cognizant of all the things that you forget when you don't write them down, and then find a good place to write those things down. We recommend Twos.
You're biased a little bit.
I love that last part. And I'll say something. It is very much in the world of constant, intake of information and other people telling you what to do and what's funny or whatever. I think all of the tools that I've built have been from that, listen to yourself, think your own thoughts, whether it's Muse, Twos, 7 Levels Deep, all of these have been more of like a self-learning and kind of like figure things out for yourself rather than like the constant bombardment of like other stuff on you. So yeah, Tuesday's great for that. Writing down, take some time for yourself, think your own thoughts, and learn a little bit about yourself.
Wow. I love that. That's awesome. Couldn't end on a better note. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks.
Vic, you're the best.